Hello. I wanted to talk about trust today. We all know that word. We all know what it means to trust, and we all know what it means to not trust. So, when you're working through healing trust issues, it's very important that you believe. Trust has different layers to it. It can be superficial, and it can run deep, and it can run very deep, where it's intimate. When we are shown mistrust, betrayal, it touches all the layers. That goes way down deep because we've entrusted somebody or something. We've put that full faith trust in. And when we're shown it's not valid, we begin to not trust ourselves and not believe in ourselves. From the time you're a baby, you cry, you want food, you need a diaper change, you're uncomfortable, you're in pain, your parents come and tend to you, or somebody does. That builds trust. You cry, you get taken care of. You trust and you believe. I believe when I cry, I'm going to get taken care of. As we get older, things happen and we're proven that can't be reliable. That leads to a belief that we can't trust everything. We believe trust is conditional, trust can't be trusted. We lose faith in that. And why does that happen? Because we put that outside of self. We put that trust and that belief and that faith on other people and things instead of self. Because we keep playing a movie, a plot, program that trust is conditional, trust can't be validated, we shouldn't trust, we should have a guard up. But that's a program. We are all innate beings with divine intelligence if we know how to tap into it. When we tap into that, we begin to use our inner trust. We believe and have faith in ourself to have discernment on what we can do, what we can share, who we can trust, who we can believe. That comes from within. We stop putting that on the outside. We validate for self from our feelings, from our emotions, because we're in the present moment. But if we're living in the past of things that have happened for us, that's what we base everything else on. I bet I can ask you right now to remember and recall probably one of the toughest things you've been through in your life that you say, this happened to me. You can remember every single detail from the feeling, the event, the the smell, the sound, the taste, the whatever. You can remember every detail because it's like watching your favorite movie over and over again. And when you keep replaying that, it's still sitting there. That's just a program. And that's a program you need to close it out. If you left a program playing on your computer all the time, your computer will die. You'll never have any charge. You'll never have any battery to be able to do new things because it's still busy working on that old program. When we take that program and break it down to what it meant, its purpose, what it brought to you, that's how you delete the program. Now, you can just forget about it, but I guarantee you that there's going to be something that triggers that memory again. So, by doing the work to understand what that experience, what that event, what that meant, and what purpose that held for you, for your soul, then you understand. See, it's the misunderstanding of why things happen. Some people may think, I keep getting betrayed because I do this, I do that. It's all about me. When partially it is, and partially it's not. Partially it's not because everybody has free will and every person can do whatever they want. And not everybody thinks the same way. So if you experience something from somebody else, you're dependent on that person to do what you think is appropriate. And they may not think that way. Now, yeah, that's where you have to turn back into self and to understand, oh, they don't understand this, or they don't program that way. They don't work that way. Their program's running a whole different script than your program is. But we take it personally and we think it gets put into this group. And then you turn around and put it on self. And if you're acting with integrity and you're living a soul led life and you're coherent with the universe and its workings, then you'll understand these things. You will begin to see things for what they are and experience. And you can begin to trust yourself because all our information, everything we need, is right here. And when you begin to trust the self, what you see has no meaning. We put meaning on everything we experience, from seeking outside validation. And when that outside validation fails you according to your standards, that adds to the program. But your program is in you. Your program is connecting to the divine, to the universe, to understanding the way this world works. But we're so dependent on everything else. Start to become dependent on self, turn inward. And that is something that I've had to do. I've had to learn this. And what I speak of is everything that I've gone through, everything that I'm experiencing. Because we're looking for answers outside of self, and we have them all the time. We've always had them. It's like Dorothy always having the ability to go home. She just didn't realize it because she was so dependent on others. And in actuality, it was all a dream. It wasn't real. And when your mind keeps replaying events from the past, your body doesn't understand the difference between a memory and actually happening. You were chased by a tiger? Yeah, you went into fight, flight, or freeze. You went into trauma response. Your nervous system got activated. And that, in a long period of time, wreaks havoc on your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional bodies. And when you recall that memory, Those bodies don't know the difference, that if it happened 10, 20, 50 years ago or it's happening right now, because you keep that alive. And when you live from the past, you're not in the present moment. And you can't move towards a beautiful future for yourself because all that is still coming with you. Learning to trust self, it's easy and it's not easy. You have to know the signs, what to look for, what to discern as what is real and what is not, and where it comes from. Because the soul whispers and the soul just sits there and waits. Your ego, your fear, your anxiety, those are all screams and they're painful. When you get true divine messages, true divine inspiration, true divine intuition, it's a calming feeling. It's gentle. It's soothing. You feel like it's a warm hug. And you know, I can trust this. And you have to almost do some testing on that to see if it's fail proof. And again, these are all judging from our egoic mind, from our conscious brain, because that's what's running the program. Being aware of what your subconscious keeps pulling in. It's like autopilot. That's where the programming sits. And if you're conscious and aware and be the witness to your life, to what is happening, then guess who has control? You do. Because you've twisted that around and you've turned it. You've flipped the switch. You've said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to take my control back. And trust becomes an inner job, an inside job. Because you don't need to trust anybody else out there if you're aware that everything happens for you, not to you. Because we always want to put the blame on somebody else, right? That's your ego. And when you do fail, it's not the end of the world. That's that is a opportunity to learn. Failure. What does fail mean? Failed attempt in learning. I fail all the time, and I love it because I'm learning all the time. I want to learn. If I try it and it doesn't work, I learn. Don't do that again and try something else. So why not fail? If you're perfect at everything, how are you ever going to learn? We've been told by the people that we trusted that you got to do your best. You got to succeed. You have to not fail, right? If you came home with an F on your report card when you were younger, your parents would give you a holy heck. I know mine would. But how are you supposed to learn, right? We make mistakes and we try again. You're not going to give up. And everybody does it. But most people are ashamed to admit it because of the program that they subscribe to. If you think about things, so much is just all a game. I just said subscribed. We just switched to subscribing TV. There are a plethora of programs that I can watch. Yet, there's a select few that I really align with. And there's others that other people will align to. But I subscribe to this, and I can pick and choose what aligns with me and what doesn't. What doesn't is the violence and the news, because I don't want that energy. I like learning, so the documentaries are there for me. The same in life. Life is a subscription to a TV channel. How's that? Because it's all just playing out. And when you realize something's not aligning to you, you have a conversation with the universe, with self, with your soul. I see how I'm out of alignment with something, and you kind of go back and you realign it. You check yourself, you say to the universe, okay, thank you for showing me where I'm out of alignment with what I've been asking for. I am aligned to A, B, C, and D. And I know those are here for me. And I understand that I've been being shown misaligned things. I no longer want that. I want alignment with what I am searching for, with what I'm wanting to fulfill my soul's path. That's how you create. And guess what? There was a failure in the beginning, but I can correct it because I learned. It may have taken a few times, and I'm pertaining to is spam phone calls. I was getting spam phone calls from things that I want, but it wasn't where I wanted it from, if you can follow that. So spam calls. You pick up the phone, it's somebody clearly not from the United States. Um, you could kind of tell if it's a spam call. And I was getting multiples, 2 a day. And I finally looked into the company and I said, wait a minute, this isn't legit. And I thought, oh, they're enticing me with wording that I want to hear, but that's not the company I want to work with. That's not where I want to be aligned to. So I had a conversation with the universe and said, we gotta tweak this a little bit. So I changed my wording, changed the program, rewrote it, set it off. Now that program is going to run the way I want it to run. Because that's how it works when you're aligned and you trust. Trust in self and you trust in the universe. Because you are the universe. You are it. There's nothing else. You are it. You are the universe. You create this. You create a good day or a bad day. You create trust or mistrust by you. People are just out there showing you what is out there for you. And you can align to the good experience or you can align to the difficult experience. That's your choice. Trust in yourself to make those decisions. So I hope this helps. And if you want to work further with my LightBody Mentoring and working with energy in the body with Reiki, this is clearly what it does. It helps you to be aligned, because if you're not physically aligned, emotionally aligned, spiritually aligned, it's not going to work. So if this sounds like something that's aligned with you, let's talk. Have a blessed day and live a soul-led life.